I'm here tonight in Leicester Square at the premiere of The Savages, new film directed by Tamara Jenkins and starring Laura Linney and Philip Seymour Hoffman. The film's out in January and is part of London's Film Festival, and hopefully later I'll be catching up with Laura to have a few words.
John, it's me. Dad is losing his mind or something. I got a phone call. There's something wrong with him. This is a crisis.
I don't think this actually qualifies as a crisis. It's an alarm.
You mean it's like we're in orange?
Exactly, but we're in yellow, okay? So we should just be aware and be cautious. When it hits red, then we're in trouble.
Wendy and John Savage, played by Linney and Hoffman, are brother and sister who are forced to take care of their estranged elderly father who's suffering from dementia. Forced to live together for the first time since childhood, they rediscover the eccentricities that drove each other crazy.
Looks like the Unabomber lives here.
The couch is actually pretty comfortable.
Great. Where is it?
Hi, Heather. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I'm cold.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
congratulations on the film. Really
Thank
good.
you.
You obviously play Wendy Savage, one half of the Savage siblings.
Yes.
How was it playing her?
It was fun playing her. She's so impulsive and she's so erratic, and she's such a filled with such opposites. So there was a lot to play. There was a lot to figure out. There was a lot to explore. And when you have actors like Phil Hoffman and Phil Bosco to work with, it made the acting part of it was just a joy.
And I mean, the treatment of dementia in the film obviously is done in a very funny way. I mean, do you think that's something that's going to get through to people more in the sense of taking it on so seriously?
Well, I think it's, the most sort of difficult things to handle, tend to be laced with humor because it's the only way to survive them. And there's certainly, these three people are ripe for comedic sort of interaction.
And how did you find it working alongside, Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Oh, I loved him. I absolutely loved him. We had a fantastic time working together. We have a very sort of similar view of the work and similar dispositions, and it was a fantastic experience. It really was.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sure.
Tamara, Heather from ITV Local.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Firstly, congratulations on the film.
Thank
It's
you.
Really, really good.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I've got to ask you firstly, how did the concept come about in the first place for you?
Well, it's sort of a compilation of very personal story and having, personal experience with, the death of a parent and the death of a grandparent. But it's not really strictly autobiographical, but I definitely borrowed from certain aspects of my own experience and then sort of went wild and fictionalized and sort of, begged, borrowed, and stole from friends. And when my own father died, I was quite young. He was an older person. He was 20 years older than my mother, and I was in my 30s, and he died of, old age. And none of my peers in their 30s had ever, been through that, and it was very isolating. And now I'm 45 years old, and everyone I know is kind of confronting issues of like elder care and in a certain sort of way. So it sort of felt very relevant suddenly.
I mean, you have a really sort of comedic stance to
Yes.
obviously in the treatment of it. Why did you choose to do it in such a way?
I think it's my sensibility. I mean, I can't imagine. Also, I think that sort of in the underbelly of serious, subject matter, there lurks, a kind of like, a sort of human farcical element. And so I think, when people are pushed to sort of extremes and when they're confronting, something so primal that behavior, that there is actually this, undercurrent of comic potential.
When you're dealing with dementia, you have to bring things in to stimulate their memory. Excuse me? We haven't served the refreshments yet.
I'll just wait.